Okay, so I am a student at the University of West London studying for a BA Honours in Event Management. I'm carrying out research for my dissertation, and its overall aim is to analyse if the 2012 Olympics met the local community and businesses' expectations and needs, and also to examine whether local residents and businesses would support or recommend future events that promote regeneration. This interview will be around 10 minutes long and will not identify anyone who takes part. All data will be treated confidentially and in accordance with data protection regulations. Do you have any questions before we proceed?
No.
Everybody know?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so question 1, which respondent 1 will kick off with. What benefits did you expect from hosting the Olympic Games in the area?
To be fair, in my personal area, I didn't expect there to be no benefits, but in the surrounding area that it happened in, 100% I expected there to be benefits because you're bringing in more jobs. There's therefore going to be new flipping provisions put in place to deal with that, which it is going to still be there after the Olympics. So it definitely done something for the area that it was hosted in, but nothing to my area.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Respondent 2?
To be honest, I didn't really expect much of it because at the time I was 16, so I wasn't really, just turned 16, I was still in secondary school, so I wasn't really thinking about whether there'll be jobs and whatnot. Obviously now, by the time I turned like 17, 18, I was like, wow. Even when I was 16, when the Olympics were happening, I was like, wow, there's actually jobs there that I could work there. It's been great for the community, but the thought of it at first was not great because it was just like, okay, we get Westfield, okay, there's Olympics going on, but it didn't mean nothing to us.
Perfect, thank you very much. Respondent 3?
I thought there would be investment in the area, but not. I didn't think it would continue after the Olympics was done. I thought it would be just while the Olympics was going on, they'd build a lot of stuff and then they'd get rid of it once it was finished.
Okay.
More than they continue to regenerate the area.
Perfect, thank you very much. Respondent number 4?
Me personally, I expected more sports activities and sports clubs to be created, and in relation to that, more jobs in that industry, considering that the Olympics is a sports event. So I was expecting a bit more things to do with sport and young people and bringing the community together in that respect, because I just don't feel that there was a lot of sports clubs created after that. So especially things like in my area, sports that we can't really get into, like rowing and other sports that they bring into the Olympics. At least give the people in that community an opportunity to partake in those.
Perfect, thank you very much. And respondent number 5?
So I expected there to be more opportunities for school children, like secondary school age, to go over to the Olympic Park and participate in sports, but that didn't happen.
Okay, no problem. We'll get on to that one. Thank you very much. Moving on to question number 2. This one you can answer probably like yes or no because it's quite a brief question. So were you aware of the Olympic-related information meetings?
No chance. No, sorry, no.
No? Respondent 1?
No.
Yeah? No? Okay.
No.
That's no from everybody, okay. So none of you are aware. Had any of you been involved in any Olympic training, skills development, employment opportunity programs?
No.
No? Okay, that's respondent 1.
That I could think of. I'm sure we wasn't really involved in much. They advertised, they spoke about it at school that obviously the Olympics were coming along, but I didn't feel like there was a big push for us to be involved in it.
Okay. Respondent 3?
Can you repeat the question?
Have you been involved in any Olympic-related training, skills development, employment opportunities programs?
Yes, they took us to Stratford in school and we did like a skills build. I don't know if you remember, Rita. Us two went.
Oh yeah.
And, we did loads of activities that was really fun, and we really enjoyed ourselves. It was our chance to get involved in the Olympics, I guess.
Lovely, perfect. Respondent 4?
No.
No.
And to elaborate on that, just because I feel like it was more targeted to the actual Olympic area, that community, the Stratford area.
Okay, so you
I don't
personally...
think it involved the wider community of London.
Okay.
Or Britain.
Okay. Perfect. Lovely. Respondent number 5?
No.
No. Okay, perfect. Okay, next question. Have you... okay, so with this you can respond yes or no as well. Do you agree with the following statement? So, hosting the Olympic Games has positively impacted bringing communities together. We'll just go to respondent 2.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Respondent 3. Okay, I think it has, but it's also taken us apart as the area's become gentrified.
Okay. Okay. Respondent 4.
I would say no on a personal level, because I haven't been involved in anything that has been inter-community related. So yeah, no.
Okay, no problem. Respondent 5?
No, I don't think it has brought us together, to be honest. Don't think it's really had much of an effect on the community after the Olympics.
Okay. And respondent 1, do you agree that the Olympics has positively impacted bringing communities together? Yes or no?
No.
No. Thank you. Next statement, it's positively impacted sport and healthy living?
No.
No? Okay. Respondent 2?
No. In 2012 it did, but in 2019, no.
Okay, so you believe the 4, but not now. Okay. Respondent number 3?
I think so, because more sports centres are open. You have like the aquatic centre, which you can go and swim, and that used to be where the swimmers did the actual Olympics and stuff. So you can actually go there now. They just promote healthy living. There's a gym nearby. In the actual Olympic village, there's loads of sports activities to do.
Perfect, thank you. Respondent 4?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so to repeat the question for you, sport and healthy living, do you think it's positively impacted it?
Oh, sorry.
Yes or no?
Yeah, this is a yes or no question, so sport and healthy living.
Okay.
So yeah, sport and healthy living, do you feel it promoted it?
Do I feel like what?
Do you feel the Olympics Games positively impacted sport and healthy living?
No.
Respondent 5?
No.
Thank you. Regeneration of East London, respondent 1?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Respondent 2?
Yeah.
3?
Yes.
4?
Yes.
5?
Yes.
Perfect. And economic growth in terms of employment and making businesses profitable?
Yes.
Yeah, respondent 2? Respondent 2?
Yes, Westfield.
Yeah, 3?
Yes.
4?
Yes.
5?
Yes.
Perfect. And here, the last 3 questions, you can be a little bit more descriptive, and that, just to emphasise, Nicole, a little bit more descriptive. Do you believe that there had been sufficient public participation in the preparation and lead up to London 2012? Respondent 1.
Yes.
Respondent 2.
Yeah, because they opened Westfield Stratford City, and that had a lot of jobs going. of course, the youngest people was not going to get the jobs, but there was a lot of jobs going because there was a lot of new stores. So that gave jobs, and also jobs at the Olympic Park were open for people who were like over the age of 16. So it was a great way to get young people involved in the new community.
Thank you. Respondent 3.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you want an explanation?
A little bit of one would have been okay, but it's fine if you just wanted to say yes, because it wasn't scripted as an open question, so that's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Respondent 3.
Yes, I feel like they got young people to be involved in the actual show. They had that opening ceremony, which loads of volunteers from local areas got involved in. They had young people actually volunteer at the games and help the athletes, which was really good at the time. So yeah.
Perfect. Respondent 4. Oh yeah. Number 5. Do you feel there had been sufficient public participation in the preparation and lead up to London 2012?
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot of public participation. In actual fact, my brother was asked to be part of the opening ceremony, but unfortunately, he didn't, for whatever reason, he didn't want to take part. But that alone shows that there was
the opportunity was there.
Yeah, the opportunity was there.
Perfect. Okay. Also, do you feel, next question. Did you feel included in the London 2012 Games and well represented by the London 2012 organisations about regeneration decisions?
I did, you know.
You did?
I did, so yeah, man. I felt proper, like, represented in that. And, you know, like, it proper made me proud in that, you know. And I was proper happy to know, you know, to be a part of such a thing, you know, in terms of like the details and you know, like the pride that, you know, everyone took in carrying out each and, you know, individual like spotting, you know, like their position and that, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I personally had an impact, but I feel like Leighton had an impact. Like the whole of Leighton High Road got
the shop front.
Not the whole of Leighton High Road, but a lot of Leighton High Road got redesigned, so it made it look nice to the face, which was nice for the local community.
Lovely. Respondent 3.
I feel like it represented London really well. I feel like it was one of the best games I've ever watched, and I'm really into events. So it was good. Like, I saw aspects of London that I enjoyed, and I think loads of other people would have enjoyed that don't look like me as well.
Perfect. Respondent number 4.
No, I didn't.
No? Okay.
No, I didn't feel included because I didn't see any information about getting involved or how to get involved.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
No one didn't personally come and talk to me either. So
Perfect. Apologies that you feel that way. Respondent number 5.
I feel like, yes, it did represent us. It was nice to watch. It was nice to see a lot of people that look similar to me be involved. I don't think that we had, in terms of the regeneration, what's it called? The regeneration. I don't feel like, personally, I don't know if the public had any decision or input into what was actually done or how it was regenerated.
Okay.
I agree.
Problem. You agree as well?
Yes.
Okay. Last 2 questions. Would you agree that the inclusion in the London 2012 Olympic Games and the opportunities you have access to differ with the location you live in, as in whether you're in Newham, whether you're in south, north, east, west, whichever kind of...
Repeat your question.
Okay, so the question was, would you agree that the inclusion in London 2012 Olympic Games and the opportunities you have access to differs with the location that you live in?
I feel like, yeah, it does, man. You know, I feel like, you know, the London 2012 Olympics and that, you know, like all the buildings that they made for it and that, I feel like, you know, like it benefits those nearer to it. And like those in that surrounding boroughs don't really, you know, benefit from it as much as, you know, those local to it. And you know, like, I feel like a lot more could be done to make the building available to, like, you know, other like boroughs and that. You get what I'm trying to say? That.
No, definitely.
Like, definitely, like, get on there, that game and that. Trust me, man.
Also feel like it was like exclusive to certain ages, because though I was 16 when the Olympics happened, I feel like it was aimed at people who were slightly older, because being 16 in the Olympics was not really the vital time because we were in secondary school. You had to go to the college stage, so it was like it was aimed at certain areas and certain age groups as well, for like to help. Like they're working there, and even the small things like cleaning, it was aimed at like people older than 16, definitely.
Thank you. Respondent 3.
I don't feel like it was inclusive. I would say as soon as the Olympics was announced, the boroughs around it changed, and everything become more expensive. It wasn't the same anymore. Investment started coming in, and it got much more simplified than it was before. So yeah, I think it was inclusive for the new people who moved in, the richer people, but I feel like the poorer people and the more working class got left out.
Thank you. Respondent number 4.
Yes, I do believe the opportunities differ based on borough, based on the fact that I have friends and family that live in other boroughs and in London, so South London and those areas. And when I tell them about the things that are around this area, the actual Olympic area, they say they don't get that. And the only time that they did get anything close to that was during the Olympics, when things were held in areas like Wimbledon for the tennis.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you. And respondent number 5.
Sorry, could I just ask you to repeat the question, please?
So yes, the question is, would you agree that inclusion in London 2012 Olympic Games and the opportunities you have access to differ dependent on which location you live in?
Yes, I do believe it differs depending on the location, because this is a true fact, right? So they had an event called Hackney Weekender. And if you live in surrounding boroughs of the Olympics, so Newham, Waltham Forest, and I can't remember the borough, but obviously it was really Hackney itself. Then you got priority over the ticket. Basically, you had to sign. It was a free event. It cost £2.50. Yeah. You had to sign up online, and then if you lived in those 3 surrounding boroughs, you got priority. Like you got priority tickets. So obviously, that in itself shows you that it differs.
Thank
on
you.
location.
Lovely, right. And with this last question, you can all answer yes or no. Would you recommend future events that promote this level of regeneration in future? Respondent 1.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. And respondent 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Respondent 3.
Yeah.
Respondent 4.
Yes.
Respondent 5.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that concludes this interview, but any questions, anything anybody would like to personally add? No? Okay. Thank you very much for taking part in this interview.